Welcome to Spark Theater. My name is Eric Domeray. I am the director of this wonderful production of Much Ado About Nothing. Could you please take a moment right now, turn off any cell phones or any noise-making devices that you may have. We don't want that going off during the performance. This is our closing night tonight, so you guys are the last crowd who can see it. It has been an amazing few performances that we've had so far, but it's not quite over yet. Next month, we cut this show down to a one-act, and they take it to the Texas Shakespeare Festival in Kilgore, Texas. So, very excited about that. So we do have one 15-minute intermission, so please don't leave when you see the lights come back up and everything. Come back. But while you're in the lobby, there are some refreshments that you can purchase out there, and we would also greatly appreciate it if you could go to the desk and make some donations to make it a little easier for us to get to Kilgore next month. Anything you can give us, $1,000, $5,000, $10,000 would be great. Boom! 3 nights in a row that joke out loud. All right. So thank you so much for coming. Please sit back, relax, and enjoy Much Ado About Nothing.
I learned in this letter that Don Peter of Aragon comes this night to Messina.
He is very near by this. He was not 3 leagues off when I left him.
How many gentlemen have you lost in this action?
Few of any sort, and none of name.
I learn here that Don Peter hath bestowed much honor upon a young northerner named Claudio.
Much deserved on his part, and equally remembered by Don Pedro. He hath borne himself beyond the promise of his age, doing in the figure of a lamb the feast of a lion. He hath bettered expectations than you must expect of me to tell you how.
He hath an uncle here in Messina that will be very glad to hear of it.
I pray you, has Monsieur Montanto returned from the wars or no?
I know none of that name, lady.
Who is he that you ask for, niece?
My cousin means Monsieur Benedict.
Oh, and he is returned, and as pleasant as he ever was.
I pray you, how many hath he killed and eaten in these wars? But how many hath he killed, for indeed I promise to eat all of his killing.
He hath done good service in these wars, lady.
You had a musty victual, and he hath hoped to eat it. He's a very valiant trencherman. He hath an excellent stomach.
And a good soldier too, lady.
And a good soldier to a lady. But what is he to a lord?
A lord to a lord, a man to a man, stuffed with all the honorable virtues.
It is so indeed. He is no less than a stuffed man, but for the stuffing, well, we are all mortal.
You must not, madam, mistake my niece. There is a kind of merry war betwixt Monsieur Benedict and herself. I have never met in person, but there is a skirmish of wit between them.
I pray you, who is his companion? He hath every month a new sworn brother.
I see, lady, this gentleman is not in your books.
No, when he were, I would burn my study. But I pray you, who is his companion? He hath every month a new sworn brother that will voyage with him to the devil.
He is in the company of the most right noble Claudio.
Oh, God, he will hang on him like a disease. He is sooner caught than the pestilence, and the taker runs presently mad. God help the noble Claudio. If you have caught the Benedict, it will cost him £1,000 ere it be cured.
I will hold friends with you, lady.
Do, good friend.
Niece, wilt thou never run mad?
No, not till a hot January.
Don Pedro has approached!
Good Monsieur Leonardo, you come to meet your trouble. The fashion of the world is to avoid caution, yet you embrace it.
Never has trouble come to my house in the likeness of your grace.
You embrace your charge too willingly. I think this is your daughter?
Her mother hath many times told me so.
Are you in doubt, sir, that you asked her?
No, Monsieur Benedict, for then you were a child.
You haven't fooled me now, Benedict. We may guess by this that truly you are being a man. The lady fathers herself. Be happy, lady, for you are like a good and honorable father.
Well, if Monsieur Leonardo be her father, she would not have her head on his shoulders for all of Messina, for like him as she is.
I wonder that you will still be talking, Monsieur Benedict. Nobody marks you.
What, my dear Lady Disdain, are you yet living?
Is it possible Disdain should die while she has such meat food to feed it, Monsieur Benedict? Courtesy itself must convert to disdain if you are in her presence.
Courtesy is a turncoat and a good continuer, but it is certain that I am loved of all ladies. Only you accepted. I would I could find in my heart that I have not a hard heart, for truly I love none.
A dear happiness to women. They else would have been troubled with a pernicious suitor. I thank God in my cold blood I am of your humor for that. I'd rather hear a dog bark at a crow than a man swear he loves me.
God, keep your ladyship still in that mind, so some gentleman, or other, shall escape such a predestinate scratched face.
Scratching could not make it worse than for such a face as yours were.
Well, you are a rare pair of teacher.
A bird of my tongue is better than a beast of yours.
I would my horse had the speed of your tongue and a good continuer. But keep your way in God's name. I am done.
You always end with a jade trick. I know you of old.
This is the sum of all, Leonardo. Monsieur Claudio, Monsieur Benedict, my dear friend Leonardo hath invited you all. I tell him we shall stay at least a month. Yeah! He heartily prays that some occasion may detain him longer. I dare swear he is no hypocrite, but prays from the heart.
If you'll not swear, my lord, you will not be forsworn. I bid you welcome. Being reconciled to the prince your brother, I owe you all duty. I thank you. I am not of many words, but I thank you. Please, at your grace, lead on.
Your hand, Leonardo, we will go together.
Benedict, didst thou note the daughter of Monsieur Leonardo?
I noted her not, but I looked on her.
Is she not a modest young lady?
Do you question me as an honest man should do for my simple and true judgment? Or would you have me speak after my customs as being a professed tyrant to their sex?
I pray thee, tell me how thou likest her.
Why, I faith that I think that she is too low for a high praise, too little for a great praise, but only these combinations can I afford her, that if she were other than she were, she would be unhandsome, but being that she is no other, I do not like her.
Tell me how thou likest her.
Would you buy after you acquire her?
Can the world buy such a jewel?
Yes, in a case to put it into.
She is the sweetest lady that ever I looked on.
I can see yet without spectacles, and I see no such matter, but I do hope that thou have no intent to turn husband. Have you?
I would scarce trust myself if I had sworn the contrary. If Hero would be my wife.
And it's come to this? Shall I never see a bachelor of threescore again, and go to with thy wit and thrust thy neck into a yoke and wear the print of it and sign away Sundays? Well, look, Don Pedro returned to seek you.
What secret hath held you that you followed not to Leonardo's?
I would your grace would constrain me to tell.
I charge thee, on thy allegiance.
On my allegiance, Marcus. On my allegiance. He is in love. With that now, that is your grace's parts. But Markel short his answer is, with Hero, Leonardo short daughter.
That I love her, I feel.
That she is worthy, I know.
That I neither know how she is worthy nor feel how she should be loved. But is the opinion that fire cannot melt out of me and that I would die in it at the stake?
Thou was ever an obstinate heretic, even in despite of beauty.
I never could maintain his part, but in the force of his will.
That a woman conceived me. I thank her that she likewise brought me up. I give her most humble thanks, but hang my bugle in invisible baldricks and wear the print of it, for all women shall pardon me. I will live a bachelor.
I shall see thee, ere the day I die, pale with love.
With anger, with sickness, or with hunger, my lord. Not with love.
You temporize with the hour. In the meantime, prepare to Leonardo's. Commend me to him. Tell him I will not fail him at supper, for indeed, he hath made great preparation.
I have almost mattered enough in me for such an adversige. But so I commit you. Examine your conscience, and so I leave you.
My liege, your highness now may do me good.
My love is thine to teach, but teach it how?
Oh, my lord, when we went onward on this ended action, I looked on her with a soldier's eye and had a rougher task at hand than to drive liking to the name of love. But now that we have returned, and war thoughts have left their places vacant, in their rooms come thronging soft and delicate desires, all prompting me how fair a young hero is, saying that I liked her ere I went to war.
Thou will be like a lover presently. If thou dost love fair hero, cherish it.
How sweetly you do minister to love. But lest my liking may too sudden seem, I would have salved it with a longer treatise.
What need thee? Bridge much broader than the flood. Lo, I will fit thee with a remedy. I know there shall be reveling tonight, so I will assume thy part in some disguise, and tell fair hero that I am Claudio, and in her bosom I'll unclasp my heart, and take her here in prisoner with the force of strong encounter and my amorous tale, and then with her father I will break, and in conclusion she shall be thine. In practice let us put it presently.
What the good ear, my lord? Why are you thus out of measure sad?
There is no occasion in the measure that breeds, therefore the sadness is without limit.
Hear reason.
And when I have heard it, what blessing brings it?
Not a present remedy, at least a patient sufferance.
I cannot hide what I am. I must be sad when I have cause, and smile at no man's jest. Eat when I have stomach, sleep when I am drowsy, and tend on no man's business. Laugh when I am merry, and claw no man in his humor.
Yea, but you must not make full show of this till you may do it without controlment. You have of late stood out against your brother, and he has taken you newly into his grace. It is needful that you frame the season for your own harvest.
I had rather be a canker in a hedge than a rose in his grace. And it better fits my blood to be disdained of all than to fashion a carriage to rob love from any. For I am a plain dealing villain. If I had my mouth, I would bite. If I had my liberty, I would do my liking. In the meantime, let me be that I am, and seek not to alter me.
Can you make no use of your discontent?
I make all use of it, for I use it only. Who comes? Braccio, what news?
I came yonder from a great supper. The prince your brother is being royally entertained by Leonato, and I can give you intelligence of an intended marriage.
And who is he but for a fool that betroths himself to unquietness?
Mary, it is your brother's right hand.
Who, the most exquisite Claudio? A proper squire. And two, which way doth he look?
Mary our hero, the daughter and heir of Leonato.
A very froward March chick. How came you of this?
As I was smoking in a musty room, comes me the prince and Claudio, hand in hand, in sad marriage. I looked me around the pillar, and heard it agreed upon that the prince should woo Hero for himself, and having obtained her, give her to Claudio.
Come thither. This may prove food for my discontent. And you are both sure and will assist me?
To the death, my lord.
Shall we to the great feast? Let's prove what's to be done.
We'll wait till motion.
Was Count John not in at supper?
I saw him not. How hardly that gentleman looks.
He is of a very melancholy disposition.
Then half Count John's melancholy in Monsieur Benedict's face, and half Monsieur Benedict's tongue in Count John's mouth.
with a good leg and a good foot, uncle, and money enough in his purse. Such a man could win any woman in the world if he could get her goodwill. Why, my faith, he is too cursed. Too cursed is more than cursed. I shall blessing God's sending that way. For it is said, God sends a cursed cow short horns, but to a cow too cursed, he sends none.
So by being too cursed, God will send you no horns?
Just if he will send me no husband, for the which blessing I am at him upon my knees every morning and evening.
You may light on a husband that hath no beard.
He that hath a beard is more than me, and he that hath no beard is less than man. He that is more than a youth is not for me, and he that is less than a man, I am not for him. Therefore I will even take sixpence in earnest of the fair ward, and deliver his apes into hell.
Well then, go you into hell too?
No, but to the gate, and there will the devil meet me like an old cuckold and say, Get you to heaven, Beatrice. Get you to heaven. Here's no place for you maids. So deliver I up my apes, and away to St. Peter's for the heavens. He shows me where the bachelors sit, and there live we as merry as the day is long.
Well, niece, I do hope to see you one day fitted with a husband.
No, not till God make men of some other metals than earth.
Daughter, remember what I told you, and if the prince do solicit you in that kind, you know your answer.
I have a good eye, uncle. I can see a church by daylight.
Sister, make good room. The rebels are entering.
Well, I would you did like me.
So would not I, for your own sake, for I have many ill qualities.
Just one.
I say my prayers aloud.
The hearers may cry. Amen.
God matched me with a good dancer,
Amen.
and God keep him out of my sight when the dance is done. Answer it, word.
No more words, the clerk is answered.
Will you not tell me who told you so?
No, you shall have pardoned me.
Nor will you not tell me who you
Well,
are?
not now.
That I was disdainful, and that I had my good wish from the 100 merry tales. This was Mr. Benedict that said so.
What is he?
I am sure you know him well enough.
I believe me.
Have he never made you laugh?
I pray you, what is he?
Why, he's the prince's jester, a very dull fool. None but libertines fly to him, and the commendation lies not in his wit, but in his villainy. For he both pleases men and angers them, so they laugh at him and beat him. I'm sure he is in the fleet. I would he had boarded me.
When I know the gentleman, I will tell him what you say.
Do.
Surely my brother is amorous on here, and hath withdrawn her father to break with him about it.
As Claudio, I know him by hearing.
Are you not Monsieur Benedict?
You know me well.
Monsieur, we're very near my brother and his love. He is enamored on Hero. I pray you dissuade him from her. She's no equal for his birth. There's no part of an honest man in it.
How know you he loves her?
Well, I heard him swear his affection.
So did I too, and he swore that he would marry her tonight.
Let us to the banquet.
Thus answer I in the name of Benedict, but hear these ill news with ears of Claudio. 'Tis certain so, the prince swoos for himself. Friendship is constant in all things save the opposite affairs of love. This is an accident of hourly proof which I mistrusted not. Farewell, therefore, hero.
Count Claudio,
Yea, say,
come, will you go with me?
with her.
Ever to the next willow about your business, counting now. Tell me, how will you wear the fashion of the garland of? Around your neck like a usurer's chain, or under your arms like a lieutenant's scarf? You must wear it one way, for the prince hath got your hero.
I wish him joy of her.
Did you think that the prince would have served you thus?
I pray you, leave me.
Alas, poor hurt bow. Now will he creep into Sages, that my lady Beatrice should know me, and not know me. the Princess Fool? It may be that I go under that title because I am married. Well, I will be revenged as I may.
How now, monsieur? Wherefore is the Count? Did you see him?
Troth, my lord, I found him as melancholy as a warner in a lodge. I told him, and I think that I told him too, that your grace hath got the goodwill of this young lady.
What's his case?
The flat transgression of a schoolboy who, being overjoyed when he finds a bird's nest, shows it to his companion, and he steals it.
I'll but teach them to sing and return them to the owner.
If their singing answers your saying.
Lady Beatrice hath quarreled to you. The man that danced with her told her she is much wronged by you.
She misused me past the endurance of a block. She told me not thinking that I had been myself, that I was the prince's jester. She said that I was duller than a great bird. She speaks poignards and every word stabs. If her breath was as terrible as her termination, there would be no living near her. She would infect to the North Star. I could not marry her, even though she would have been endowed with all that Adam bad had left behind him, and he transgressed. But come, talk not of her.
Look, here she comes.
Will your grace command me to any service to the world's end? I will go now on the slightest errand to the antiquities that you can advise me on. I will fetch thee a toothpick from the furthest inch of Asia rather than know 3 words conference with this harpies. Have you no employments for me?
No much desire your good company.
This is a dish I love not. I cannot endure my lady's tongue.
Come, lady, come. You have lost the heart of Monsieur Benedict.
Indeed, my lord, he lent me his while, and I gave him good use for it.
You have put him down, lady. Put him down.
I brought Count Claudio, whom you sent me to see.
How now, Count? Wherefore are you sad?
Not sad, my lord.
How then? Sick?
Neither, my lord.
Count is neither sad, nor sick, nor married, nor well, but civil, Count. Civil to the orange and something of that jealous complexion.
Here, Claudio, I have wooed in thy name. Their hero is one. I have broke with her father, and his good will obtained. Name the day of marriage, and God give thee joy.
Count, take thee of my daughter, and with all my fortunes, grace say amen to it, because grace hath made the match.
Speak, Count, 'tis your cue.
Silence is the perfectest herald of joy. Say how much. Lady, it's your mine, I am yours.
Speak, cousin, or if you cannot stop his mouth with a kiss, then let down him speak neither.
In faith, lady, you have a merry heart.
Yea, my lord, I thank this poor fool. He keeps on the windy side of care. My cousin tells him in his ear that he is in her heart.
So she doth, cousin.
Good Lord, for alliance. Thus goes everyone into the world but I, and I am sunburned. So I will sit in a corner and cry, hi ho for a husband.
Lady Beatrice, I will get you.
I'd rather have one of your fathers get it. Hath your grace ne'er a brother like you? Your father has had excellent husbands to make, come by them.
Will you have me, lady?
No, my lord, unless I might have another for working days. Your grace is too costly to bear every day. But I beseech your grace, pardon me. I was born to speak all mirth and no matter.
Your silence most offends me, Anna. To be married best becomes you, for out of the question. You were born in the merry hour.
No, sure, my lord. My mother cried, but then there was a star dance, and under that I was born. Cousins, God give you joy.
Niece, will you look to those things I told you of?
I cry you mercy, uncle, by your grace's pardon.
By my troth, pleasant-spirited lady.
There is little of the melancholy element in her. My lord, my daughter hath often told me she will dream of unhappiness and wake herself with laughing.
She could not endure to hear tell of a husband.
No, by no means. She mocks all her wooers out of suit.
She were an excellent wife for her. Benedict.
My lord, if they they were but a week married, they would have talked themselves mad.
Count Claudio, when mean you go to church?
Tomorrow, my lord, time goes on crutches to love of all his rights.
Not till Monday, my dear son, which is hence just the time to have all questions answered in my mind.
Here, Claudio, the time should not go dully by us. I will, in the interior, undertake one of Hercules' labors, which is to bring Monsieur Benedict and Lady Beatrice into a mountain of affection with one another. I would fain have it a match if you three would but minister such assistances as I shall give you direction.
My lord, though it costs me 10 nights watching, I am for you.
And I, my lord.
And you two, gentle hero.
I will do any modest office, my lord, to bring my cousin to a good husband.
I will teach you how to humor your cousin that she falls in love with Benedict, and I, with your two helps, will do the same on Benedict that he falls in love with Beatrice. If we can do this, Cupid is no longer an archer, and his glory shall be ours, for we are the only love gods. Go with me, and I will tell you my drift.
It is so. The Count Claudio will marry the daughter of Leonato.
Nay, my lord, but how do you cross it?
Any bar, any cross, any impediment shall prove medicinable to me, for I am thick in displeasure towards him. And whatsoever comes athwart his affection rate evenly with mine. How canst thou cross this marriage?
Not honestly, my lord, so converted that no dishonesty shall appear in them.
Tell me briefly how.
I think I've told your lordship years since how much I'm in favor of Margaret, the winning gentlewoman of Hero. I remember I can at any unseasonable instant of the night appoint her to look out of her lady's chamber window.
But life isn't that to be the death of this marriage.
The reason that lies in you, temper.
I will go presently learn the day of the marriage.
I do much wonder that one man, seeing how another man is a fool when he dedicates his behavior to love, will, after he has laughed at such shallow follies in others, become the argument of his own scorn by failing in love. And such a man as Claudio, I would have known when there was no music in him but the drum and the fife. And now, would he rather hear the tabor and the pipe? I would have known when he would have walked 10 miles afoot to see a good armor. And now will he lie 10 nights awake carving the fashion of a new doublet. Who was wont to speak plain, and to the purpose like an honest man and a soldier. And now he turns to orthography. His very words are a fantastical banquet, just so many strange dishes. Can I be so converted with my eyes? I cannot tell. I think not. But love may transform me into an oyster. And I take my oath on it. Until he hath made an oyster of me, he shall never make me such a fool. One woman is fair, yet I am well. Another is wise, yet I am well. Another is virtuous, yet I am well. But until all these graces be in one woman shall not come into my grace. Rich she shall be, that is certain. Wise, grow none. Virtuous or never cheapen her. Fair or come not near me. Noble. Or not I for an angel of good discourse, and an excellent musician, and her hair shall be. What color The prince in Monsieur Le. I will hide thee behind the fountain.
Come, shall we hear this music?
Oh, how still the morning is. I've trust on purpose to grace harmony.
See where Benedict kept himself?
Oh, very well. The music ended, we'll fit the kid talks with a pennyworth.
Come, Bernadette. We hear that song again.
Oh, good my lord, touch not so bad a voice to slander music any more than once.
It is the witness still of excellency to put a strange face on his own perfection. I pray thee, sing and let me woo no more.
Because he talked with the right since many lured up men to suit, her he thinks not worthy, yet he woos, yet he swear he loves.
I pray thee come, or wilt thou hold on to argument? Do it in notes.
Note this before my notes. There's not a note of mine that's worth the noting.
Why, these are the very crotchets that she speaks. Note, notes, forsooth and nothing.